Okay, everybody, this is a short video. I'm selling this incubator. This incubator is, I built it specifically to hatch chondros. Um, I've hatched out a bunch of clutches in this incubator. I've had it about 10 years. I recently did a complete overhaul on it. I'm an electrician for 32 years. And I've been unemployed quite a lot recently and have needed to do little projects to pass the time, and this is one of them. So this is probably not like any incubators you've ever seen. This was a wine incubator. This was a wine refrigerator originally, and right now it's set up for two clutches. I have an LED light on the top. There's a fan in the back. The output from the fan is coming out underneath. That's where your hot air would come out. Would blow across that tin on the bottom with eventually fill it with water, and then it would circulate back up and eventually back through the fan, through the duct in the back, and out the bottom once again, circulating the air completely in the incubator. Being an electrician, I have this thing set up to run on a battery, 12-volt battery. Right now, this is set up. If you get into real trouble, you can pull the battery out of your car and run this thing for a month without even second guessing it. I have an 11 amp hour lithium ion battery in the back of this thing. You can see the light on there. That's the big battery, tie wrapped in the back. And so, short of taking the battery out of your car, if you lose power, this thing will continue to run itself and maintain the heat. It'll run on the battery that's in there for 3 days. I tested it. It lasted about 3 days, keeping the temperature at 87 degrees. The heat I have on here is a backup heat. In the event of loss of power, this thing will hold the heat. I have it set at 86 degrees, but it's not as accurate as a Herbstat Pro or something like that. This backup heat and temperature system is only to provide backup heat in the horrible event that you lose 110 volt power in your house and you lose your Herbstat, you lose your main heat that you would install yourself in the back of this, which the back of this thing, once you take these drawers out, which slide right out when the doors open, the back of this thing pops right out. You'll be able to get it all the wiring, all the internals back there, the fan, all the heat. I have thermostats, I have thermometers set up, heat probes set up, 2 in the main open area of the incubator, 1 up top, then 1 down low, right below that shelf, and then each egg box has its own temperature probe in it, and you can monitor those 4 probes by this thermostat I have set up here. It's a Inkbird, 12 volts. This will run the heat, this will run the fan, it'll run the light in here. This thing is totally self-sufficient. If you pull out the plug, the battery inside will run this thing, run the heat, run everything for 3 days. You could switch between the probes right here. You have the top one, you have the bottom one. This is a little cooler. Then you have the top egg box. I've had the door open and closed, so there might be squirrely temperatures. But that's the top egg box. That's the bottom egg box. The bottom egg box doesn't have a cover on it, so it's a little different. But anyway, when you have this thing and it stables out, all these 4 probes, you can monitor what the top of the thermostat, what the top of the incubator is, what the temperature is up there, what it is on the bottom of the incubator, what it is in the top egg box, what it is in the bottom egg box. And you can toggle through those. And the heat provided in this incubator, which is not going to be your main heat. I'll say that again. This is a backup So you're going to put your Herbstat Pro, whatever controller you want to use, and put your heat in there, whatever heat source you want to use, and you really just have to put any kind of heat source back there. You know, heat tape, whatever you're comfortable with, heat rope. Hook it up to your Herbstat. But in the event that you lose that in the Herbstat, which I mean, you got to be crazy to use anything else but a Herbstat or something significant like that on Chondros. But this thing is rock solid. I'm gonna. So right now it's at 110 volts, but I'm gonna pull out the cord, which I put about a 15-foot cord on this, so you have some flexibility. It's a desktop unit, obviously. You can put it on the floor. Light's still on. I just unplugged it, so you're still reading your temperature. The probes are still working. You still toggle through your probes. And the heat will kick on. I mean, you could set the heat on any one of these probes. This switch is a double pole quadruple throw. That's the electrical term. Double pole quadruple throw, which means you have two wires being switched between other sets of two wires, four other individual sets. So, you know, you have top thermostat, temperature probe, bottom, top egg box, bottom egg box, and that thermostat will draw heat depending on whichever one you set it to. So if you want this thermostat to work off the bottom egg box, then it will work off that, and or you just switch it to the top, or the top portion of the internal open area of the incubator, whichever you like to control your incubator through. So that's pretty much it. It's a very good incubator. It's solid. I'll show you the internals. This is a lock I put on here. You twist it, it's an actual lock. You can put a lock on there. But that snugs the door up against this foam rubber gasket around the entire outside lip. There's an inner lip. I put this 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch expanded PVC with a rubber gasket here. That's a double gasket against this inner door. So if you open up this incubator, the inner door is there. You're not going to lose any heat. You know, you lose a little bit around the edges, but I have foam rubber around the edges, so when this thing snugs up, it's nice and tight. I got these little pull pins here. This thing comes out nice and easy. I'm doing this one-handed, so it's a little shaky, but with two hands, this comes right out. Put this on the side. And there's your incubator on the inside. Here's the gasket on the inside. That mates together with this outer door, inner door I should say, and creates a nice seal so you don't lose any kind of heat when you open that door. This is a DIY thing. I'm an electrician. I mean, I built this thing, and I'm gonna put this up against any incubator you can find on the market professionally. You know, you're gonna have some Chondros in this. It's a DIY thing. There's still a couple things to do. I left some 12-volt wires here that controls the light on the inside, so you have to put some kind of switch to control that light from the outside. Or you know, I was thinking you could put some kind of clear plexiglass here, or something with your logo or the name of what you like to call your Chondro establishment, or whatever your little breeding program is. But you know, you have some flexibility with this, but it's unlike any other incubator out there. And I just went hog wild on this thing because I have an Amazon account and I'm an electrician, so there's all kinds of little tricks in here to make your life easier as a breeder. And it's totally modular. You could change all kinds of things. You could change all of those thermostats, the temperature probes that are in there, you can swap those around. There are connectors on each one of those. You can make one, the top one on the selection here, or the one on the bottom. You could switch them around. I left it that way so you can do that. And all the splices and whatnot are all soldered with heat shrink over them. I mean, electrically the thing is solid. So, if you got any questions, put them in the comments, or send me an email. And I'll probably ask you about $400 for this thing, but you know, make me an offer. It's I hatched out a Super Blue, my Super Blue Blue Magic, and his sister. All kinds of great things here. So it's small, but it's a good little incubator. It's got that inner door, which is key when you have a glass front door. Okay, this is Bob Kelly signing out. Thank you.